So, hey, today we're going to be talking about the different ways that your soul remembers and how to recognize anytime you're getting messages from your soul. And I'm going to be sharing examples on how you can identify that for yourself in your life and also share some personal experience just to help you put some perspective into that. Okay. Hey, my name is Eva. I'm an intuitive healer. I work with two modalities. One which is based on working with the Akashic recordings called soul realignment, which I'm going to be explaining more about at the end of this video in case you're interested to work with me. And of course, the second modality I work with is called quantum flow, which is all about rewiring your nervous system through techniques of breathwork, of sound, of movement. Beautiful, beautiful technique. If you're curious about this, you can check out a couple of free meditations that I currently have on my channel. If you go to the playlist, you'll check them out and just experience one of those meditations and just see what comes up for you. But remember, the meditation is just a small taste of what quantum flow is. And if you want to go deeper, tune in until the end of this video. I'm going to be sharing how you can connect with me and, preferably have me as your guide in your healing journey. So I love starting my videos by sharing my lesson for the week. So this week has been all about learning about egoic resistance and the different ways that it manifests. And one of which really hit me hard, which is whenever your ego does not want you to take new action, and I've spoken about this so many times on my channel, but we always need that reminder. It's gonna find beautiful, inventive ways to get you distracted from whatever you need to do to get yourself out of your comfort zone. And you'll always have a number of reasons why not to do something that you know very well you're supposed to do. And it can also manifest in form of self-doubt. Maybe there's something that you're planning or you've been planning or planning maybe to put yourself out there in some way or just take some huge action and then you start doubting, is this really right for me? Is this really the right path for me? And all of that. That's your ego talking. Remember the excitement that you had when you're planning and about, when you were tapping into the possibility. And then when the ego steps in, it starts making you doubt that feeling, that inspiration, that fire that you had. Sometimes the ego will also come in form of forgetfulness, right? Or you never have time to do whatever that thing is that you know very well you're supposed to do. There are numerous ways. The one that really hit me hard was even this whole thing of gathering information, right? I'm a lifelong learner. I love to learn. I love to grow. I love to evolve. So most of my time is usually spent reading or listening to a podcast or just something to just help me grow and evolve in some way or see a different perspective that will have transformational value in my life. But one of my teachers really, really hit hard when they say that even that form of information, because when you're stuck in that information phase, there's always going to be more that you want to know, right? You're always going to be looking for resources. And again, in this information age we live in, where information is just everywhere you look, you can never run out. There's such an abundance of that. If you're not careful, you're going to be lost in that process of information taking. Okay, because anytime you'll think, okay, fine, now I have all the tools or all the resources necessary to get to the next level, there's more. Your ego will come and like, no, 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 you still haven't figured it out yet. There's still more for you to learn. And the reason why is that as long as you're still taking that information in, as long as you're stuck in that phase, you're not taking new action. So always, whatever it is that you're doing, whatever new thing that you're trying to tap into, please ground into taking action. Action is the best way to create in our reality. As long as you're stuck in the mind level, planning and thinking about it and writing about it and all of that, but not actually taking action, that's egoic resistance. So be mindful of that. I'm not saying don't go study. I'm not saying don't go and do whatever it is like that will help you plan for it. But by all means, don't get stuck in that. See what new action you can take, because only by taking new action is how you get to create new results. That was my big, big lesson for the week, which ties well with what we're going to be talking about in this video. But if you're watching me, I'd love to hear from you. How have you grown? How have you evolved in this last week? What new lessons, what new insights have you tapped into? Please share down below in the comments and let's learn from each other. I love hearing from different perspectives because you never know who holds that specific insight that will get you to the next level. So regardless of what it is, I love to hear how you've grown and evolved in your last week. So today I want to start by sharing how, how to recognize whenever your soul speaks to you. Okay. Whenever your soul remembers. And if you're watching me, and I'm hoping that you have a Facebook account. Okay. You know how Facebook normally suggests new friends for you? Maybe you have something in common. I don't know. I don't know what the algorithm does, like when they suggest, a friend to you. So usually I ignore them. I haven't really been paying attention to them so much. But in this last week, there's one person who was suggested to me. And for some reason, I just got a spark of curiosity. I was like, let me just go check out this profile. I don't know why. I used to do it, but I haven't done that in a long time. Because anytime I will check, I'll be like, why on earth are you suggesting this person? We have nothing in common most of the time. Not most of the time, but sometimes we had nothing in common. And it was the same thing with this person. We have no friends in common. We have no interest or whatever is in common. But Facebook suggested this person to be my friend for some reason. So check out the profile. And the first thing that this person has pinned on their profile, or the first thing you're able to view, is this person playing guitar. And again, I don't know why. I just got inspired. Let me go just listen to this talk because I love music, right? And it was the most beautiful melody. I don't want to say the most beautiful melody I've ever heard, but it was so beautiful. Like I just sat there for, I don't know if it was even 2, 3 minutes. It felt longer, but it felt like it was speaking to me. And I can't even put words into it. Maybe you, if you're watching me, you've experienced that in your life. And it doesn't have to be the song. It could be a place, it could be a person that it beats all logic. Why on earth do I resonate so much with this person? This is what happens when the soul speaks to you, when your soul remembers. It beats all logic. Because to the outside world, you will have to have reasons as to why on earth is Facebook suggesting this person to me? Why on earth am I clicking on? Like you'll have to have a reason for that. But when your soul speaks to you, it's just an intuition, it's a feeling, it's a nudge. And then when you tap into that, it just fits. There's no struggle, there's no angst, there's no anxiety with it. It just feels right. It feels like you're home. And that's what that melody felt like. It just felt like something. I can't even put it in words. It just felt like it was like it was just singing to me for some reason. And I listened to that, and that is actually what sparked my inspiration for, reflecting on this in this video. That when your soul remembers, and I was also reflecting on the different times that's happened, there I have, based on all these workshops I've attended, all these courses I've taken, I've been able to meet people from all over the world, and we meet, we get together, we vibe and all of that. And there's a certain group of ladies that I connected to back in, I want to say 2022, beginning of 2022. And to the outside world, there is no way that this group will have worked. Okay, we're in different countries, different cultures, different backgrounds, different occupations. Slightly, I want to say like only slight similarity in the sense that we like to grow, we like to develop ourselves. But other than that, even the things we like tapping into on a day-to-day basis, we had none of that in common. But for some reason, when I met this group of ladies and we sat together, we could vibe for hours and hours and talk about anything. There was no structured format of now we're going to be talking about health, we're going to be talking about relationships, nothing. It was just vibes. And we did that for over a year. Every single week, every Monday, I will meet with these ladies and we will just catch up with each other. And for some reason, it just worked. And again, to the outside world, it doesn't make sense. Why on earth would we, like, we're in different countries, again, different countries, different races, different cultures, different backgrounds, everything. But when we meet, it's like all of that just falls away and our soul remembers who we have been to each other. And anytime you connect to someone or something that taps into a memory of something that your soul has experienced, that's the feeling you get. It just feels right. And you can put it into words. I can put it into words. It just works. What most people do is that they fight against this feeling. They want to explain it whenever they're in the ego mind, like, why not am I friends with these people? Like they want to logically understand that. And when you do that, you take the magic away from it. That's not how it's supposed to be. Just go with it. You don't have to explain everything or have an understanding of why things are happening the way they are or why you somehow resonate with certain people and you don't resonate with them. It's because your soul remembers. If there's someone that you're meant to do this journey with, you're gonna connect with them instantly. And usually it's the most weird synchronicity. Because even with this group of ladies that when we met, even how we met was so weird, right? It was just one of us who got inspired that, hey guys, do you want to like meet outside of this course you're doing and just form a work and just meet up and maybe check up on each other, something like that. I can't remember the exact words this person used, but when they do that, I just got an intuition for like, yeah, I want to tap in. I didn't know who they were. I've never done that before, certainly, but I got inspired to be like, yeah, let me just jump in. And I did it, and it was the most beautiful connection I've ever had. One of the most beautiful connections that I've ever been able to create because they just fit. And that happened from the first day. So it's not like we took like a couple of months to understand who we are and all of that, which is what happens with most. I don't want to say with most people, with some people, when you're doing relationships or getting to know people, it takes some time for you to open up and trust the people you're with. But for some reason, with these people, it didn't happen. All of us were just in the same space and we were just vibing. And this is what happens when your soul remembers. It's in that music you listen to and just sparks something inside you because something is speaking to your soul. Something is helping you remember. And anytime you get that feeling, pay attention. There's a message for you there. Either there's a lesson for you or something you need to remember. I don't know. Most people, they just ignore it. They're like, ugh, doesn't mean anything. But if you actually sit down and reflect on it, you'll find a very transformational message for you in whatever that is for you. Could be a song, it could be a text, it could be a video, it could be a movie. I mean, I've been trying to, or I don't want to say trying to, but I've been cultivating this discipline of anytime something just sparks my attention, I'll always sit down and just watch and listen, even if I don't even have the time for it then. The very fact that something in that message, in that video made caught my eye and maybe take a double, a double take, like, why not am I seeing that? I usually have to sit down and listen. And usually, most of the time, there's always a message for me. Most, if not all the time. Maybe one or twice, maybe it was just a algorithm mishap or something, but there's always a message for me somewhere. And that's what I want you to do. You don't have to always understand everything that happens in your life. You don't always have to understand why certain people come into your life, why you feel connected to something. When you feel that and you're experiencing that and it just fits, there's no anxiety, there's no fighting, there's no suffering. Because a lot of people are so used to attaching to people through a lot of suffering, a lot of chaos, which creates only trauma for themselves. But when that happens, that's your soul guiding you. So pay attention to that always. Don't run away from it, don't ignore it, don't dismiss it. Pay attention as to why that is happening. There's always a lesson, a message in whatever that is. Okay. So I think I'm gonna stop sharing that, and I'd love to hear your thoughts on. Have you ever had that kind of feeling, either a place you visited, a person you've met, and to the outside world, it doesn't make sense why you connect with this person, but for some reason, something happened and it just made you things just fit when you started connecting with this person. And one thing that I would also add to this when it comes to relationships is that I've been so blessed to at least be able to read the Akashic records of the most important people in my life. So I'm pretty much aware of who they are at soul level. And the reason why is because I've always been curious as to why people act the way they do and all of that, which is what's so real. It was a beautiful gift that it gave me to be able to understand myself first of all and to accept myself as I am and how I showed up, and also to accept other people for how they showed up. And I'm telling you, For all these people that I've been blessed to be able to read for, I gain a deeper understanding as to why I connect with certain people. And for some people, it's a huge struggle. It always happens because it didn't make sense, right? And I found that the people I usually just resonate with, like I said, like just beat all logic why we will just connect in that most, like weird set of circumstances and just connect with this particular group of people. Turns out all these people are actually members of my soul group. The soul group is one of the things that you'll get when you get a soul alignment reading. You get to know where your soul first originated from, the name of your point of origination. Because if you're watching this, chances are your soul is not originally from Earth. You are what we would call a traveler soul. The traveler souls are the ones who incarnated elsewhere and for whatever reason chose to come and continue their experience on this earth. So for all these people I read for, they're all members of my soul group. And the ones I normally don't click with, and there's always like I don't want to say tension, but things just don't work. And I'm sure you understand that feeling like when you're trying to force a connection, those people are usually not members of my soul group. So once I got to understand that, I even stopped like forcing connection. So when it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. And I'm like, we're just not meant to continue our journey together. I don't force it because I understand that there's a reason why connected to certain people, and there's a reason why I don't connect to certain people. So if I'm not connected to you, I'm not going to force that connection because we have no I don't want to say anything to learn from each other. So let them go. This is a good practice that you can have instead of trying to force connection because society tells you it has to work. Stop it and just go with your gut feeling. Go with that soul intuition. When it rhymes, when it feels right, go with that. Explore that. When you're feeling anxiety and trying to force things, that's usually not your soul. That's usually an egoic kind of thing coming up. Okay. So I'd love to hear your thoughts on this. Do share in the comments below. If you like the kind of content I put out, make sure you subscribe and also click on the notification bell so that you don't miss out on any content I put out here. And thank you so much for watching this video. If you would love to connect with me, remember I work with two modalities, soul realignment, which is based on working with Akashic records. If you have a deep sense of just really connecting with your true identity, most people have no idea who they are. Their sense of self is based on what society has told them who they are, and they do things that do not bring them fulfillment. And then they sit down and wonder, why am I not happy? Why am I not fulfilled? Why do I feel so disconnected with myself? The reason is that you're completely disconnected from who you are, your true soul nature. And with soul alignment, that's the beautiful gift you get in the reading. You get to connect and really build a beautiful love and acceptance for your self-identity, who you are created to be, and why you show up the way you do. Okay, so you'll get to identify your soul level gets. You get to identify where your soul originated from, why you kind of feel like I don't belong here. There's a reason for that. Chances are it's based on where your soul is originated from. And sometimes you might not feel like you fit in, but if you incarnated here, you incarnated again for a reason that didn't happen by mistake. So you still belong here. And with soul alignment, you're gonna get to understand what beautiful gifts that you have to bring to this world that are unique to you. The next thing is that you get to identify your soul story. Okay. Remember that a lot of the experiences that you're currently having in your life right now have chances are not based on the experiences that you've had in this lifetime. They're tied to past life choices that you made. And the thing is, we've made certain choices that have been so traumatic to our soul that they get imprinted in our blueprint, and our soul is constantly attempting to resolve that negative karmic pattern. So we keep on incarnating the same set of circumstances, attracting the same kind of experiences, the same kind of people over and over and over again, repeating the pattern, not because the soul is trying to punish you, but because the soul wants you to resolve that. But because most people are not aware of what choices lead to that, they keep making the same mistakes again and again and again. With soul alignment, you're actually going to connect with what those choices have been and how you're repeating them right now and how you're actually creating those circumstances in your life. So it's taking personal responsibility, but now with the empowerment of a deeper awareness of who you are and how you're supposed to show up, you get to now make new choices and create different results for yourself. So if this sounds all well and good for you. I invite you. You can either schedule a discovery call with me. I'm going to be sharing the QR code on the screen in a few minutes. I invite you to book a discovery call with me, and maybe we're gonna see if this will be a good fit for you or not. Or you can go ahead and message me on Facebook or Instagram, and I'll get back in touch with you, and we can see if this will be a beautiful fit. Whatever experience and whatever kind of healing that you want to experience for yourself. The second modality is called quantum flow. So quantum flow is about all about rewiring your nervous system. So most people don't know that our nervous system is actually connected to our unconscious mind. And a lot of our lives is actually created, our belief, our patterns, how we show up in the world. It's connected to our unconscious belief patterns that are running in our unconscious mind. The problem with this is that a lot of these patterns that have gotten imprinted, our so-called belief system, are not even things that actually empower us. They're things that disempower us. And most people have no idea what these things are. They're creating certain blockages, making them keep on responding to trauma in the same way over and over again. If you've ever had a situation where it was a tiny small trigger, maybe someone just stepped on you and then boom, you just went all out on this person, chances are something in that tiny little action, and it's not just stepping on you, could be like a very small trigger, whatever that is, and then you're having an overblown reaction, chances are it's not that action, it's the fact that it's touching on a deeper wound that you're not even aware of or where it came from. With quantum flow, we're going to be using a beautiful, beautiful techniques of breathwork, of sound, of movement to really break down those patterns, those stuck patterns within you. Most people are not aware that anytime you keep on responding in the same way, traumatically responding to the same experiences over and over again, you create certain blockages within your system that block the flow of energy, which normally impact your physical, your mental, your emotional, your spiritual well-being. So if you're suffering in these different areas of your life, quantum flow will be a great fit for you. Why? Because it's not just working on you on a physical level, we're working on different facets of your life. And the more you do that, because quantum flow is a lifestyle, okay? So it's not a one hit wonder, and then you just release all your trauma. Remember, you've had years to build up on this trauma. With quantum flow, I'm going to be giving you and guiding you on beautiful practices that you can incorporate in your daily life, and then the more and more you do it, the more and more you're starting to release those patterns that are within you that have been causing you, first of all, to be stressed, to have anxiety, to have mental fog, to lack productivity, and so many other things. If all this sounds good and maybe you're curious, again, I invite you to book a discovery call with me. Let me share with you the QR code on the screen right now. So you can scan the QR code that's on your screen right now. And I'm also going to share the link displayed there in the description box down below. So you can click on it, you can book a discovery call with me or connect to me on Facebook or Instagram. Ask me any questions, and then hopefully I get to be your guide, your coach, your healer on your growth and transformation. And I look forward to celebrating with you once you truly awaken your full potential. So thank you so much for tuning in. Wishing you an amazing week ahead of growth, of transformation, of evolution. I'm looking forward to hearing from you how you have grown in this next week. Okay, so thank you so much. Don't forget to subscribe and also click on the notification bell. See you on the next video. Bye for now.